Hi again, this is Dr. Mahmoud, and we're continuing with the next video on quality pioneers. In this chapter, we will be covering these pioneers, these people who established the science of quality assurance. These people contributed to the science. They built the science by providing some philosophical ideas uh, that became a tool of everyday uh, for a quality improvement guy or gal. It depends on what environment that you're working on. You should be using one of these tools. Now we're moving into the second pioneer, which is Dr. Deming, Edward Deming. Dr. Edward Deming contributed a lot to the quality assurance field, and it is called the father of quality management. Before we move on, what is the quality management? Quality management, it's a management strategy that involve the top level management to make things changes and make the improvements in any process. Without top level management involvement, there's nothing going to happen. So quality management, it's looking over the bigger picture and the smaller picture, but the quality improvement and continuous improvement start with the top level. So Dr. Deming is the father of quality management, and he encouraged top level management to get involved with creating the environment and to support the continuous improvement activity. Dr. Deming philosophy focused heavily on management involvement, continuous improvement, statistical analysis, goal setting, and communication. So we're speaking about a person who encouraged top management to create some vision for their work, vision for their companies, and setting the goals and how they could achieve these goals through some plans. Of course, communication is a key. Dr. Deming philosophy encouraged company leaders to dedicate themselves and their companies to the long-term improvements of their product. So we're not speaking about the short term. We're not speaking about specific details. We're looking into the big picture with dedication from the company and the leaders to develop long-term goals toward process improvement and continuous improvement. Encourage leadership to accept obligation to constantly improve the product or service through innovation, research. In the old days, no one believed in innovation. They used to just do the same steps again and again and provide it to the market and the customer. They have no choices. Deming is the person who said, let's continue to improve the process. Let's continue innovate in our products and services. Research, educate our people, educate the customer. These are some of the things that Dr. Deming encouraged people and companies to continue. Dr. Deming believed that quality is maintained and improved when leaders, managers, and workforce understand and commit to constant customer satisfaction through continuous improvement. Again, leaders, managers should be working on achieving these goals, looking into the long term. We're speaking now to the customer needs. Companies need to listen to the voice of the customer. Using innovation and research would be the way to continue to improve your process, to continue to impress your customers. Dr. Deming considered quality and process improvement activities are necessary to start an economic chain reaction. Dr. Deming philosophy was not just only for companies, but also reflect on a whole country through the economic chain reaction. Let's take a look into the economic chain reaction. Dr. Deming said, if you improve quality, companies will be able to decrease costs. And by improving quality, there will be fewer mistakes or delays. And therefore, there will be better utilization for resources. And of course, that will improve productivity. And once you improve productivity, these companies will be able to capture a larger segment of the market. And of course, they can stay in the business easily because they are very productive. There are few mistakes, very efficient in their process, and that's why they stay in business. And therefore, because if there's more demand and they're staying in the market and they're capturing a larger portion of the market, they will be able to provide more jobs, which will reflect on the whole country. So this guy is a genius who did not only think about the the specific and details for a process, how to improve the process itself, but he looked into a bigger picture where leaders and managers should be involved in quality. These should drive the quality and the process improvement through research and innovation. And this also will be impacting the country by providing more jobs. So quality, it's essential for any economy. The higher quality your products are, the healthier your economy is. Again, the Dr. Deming focus on customer, and it is as the most critical aspect in a production or providing a service. Listening to the voice of the customer and utilizing information to improve product or service is integral part of his thoughts of quality. So he said, quality improvement coming from listening to the voice of the customer. Therefore, companies should listen to the customer. And quality should be defined based on customer satisfaction. This is how we should define quality, based on customer satisfaction. A product that completely satisfies customer A may not be satisfying customer B. Every customer has different unique needs. It's not necessary if this product A satisfy you, that means it will satisfy your friend or your family. No. As a company who providing a service or a product, you should be looking into different visions and different perspectives. Customer A, customer B, customer C, different cultures, different thoughts. How would you satisfy every customer? Deming is carefully point out the future needs of the customer may not necessarily be identified by the customer, but rather for the customer. Oh, that's a very good point here. Sometimes you speak to the customer and you ask them, what do you need? How we could help you? How we could improve the process? They would not know. You, as an inventor, as a quality manager, as a quality engineer, you should predict the customer needs. Here is an example. DVDs, microwaves, emails, deodorants. These never, no, did not come from customers. These are driven by companies and developed by companies. And they were awesome. Everybody now using every day the microwave, for example, or emails. So sometimes it's really hard to exactly know what the customer wants. So if you want to become a leader in an industry, you have to predict what your customer wants and make sure to satisfy their needs. Deming came up with 14 points for quality, and these are really essential points. Number one, Create a constancy of purpose toward improvement of product and service with the aim to become competitive and to stay in business and to provide jobs. So we're speaking about long-term quality here. If you want to start a business, you have to provide an excellent service, competitive prices, competitive values in order to stay in business and provide jobs. Adopt a new philosophy. You don't have to stick with what existing in the market. You have to find your own unique way to compete in the market. Eliminate the need for inspection. And this is really important because if you design the process correctly, you would not need to inspect because you designed it perfectly. So if you design the process perfectly, you don't need to inspection. So eliminate the need for inspection. Next point, constantly and forever improve the system of production and service. Don't say, I'm going to stop right here. We've reached to the perfect system. Constantly look for better ways for making your product or providing your service. Look for new technologies in the market that will help you to stay competitive in the market. Institute training on the job. Every often provide training for your employees on the job. You don't have to hire fancy people and pay extra money. It's you could be just refreshing some knowledge on the side. Institute leadership. Encourage these young people to become leaders and educate them and inspire them. We need leaders for the future. In the old days, they were very hard to consider developing leaders. In the past, used to be just only the leaders and only the leaders. There is nothing, no leaders. But this is not going to work. You need for new leaders for the future. Do not be afraid of the future. Just be innovative, and people would like you. Break down barriers between departments. These departments, if in companies, they don't work to each other in the past. But if you need a competitive product and service, you should let them deal with each other. Let them talk to each other. Let the finance people speak to the production people. Let them know about each one. What's the duties? What's the role of their jobs? And they will help each other to 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 bring a productive product that is competitive in the market. Remove the barriers that rob people. Do not restrict people from doing whatever they want. Just you need to give them some flexibility in the work. Institute a vigorous program of education and self-improvement. You could make some incentives for these people who go pursue some certificates on their own or finish a course on their own. There are a lot of companies that I know they're paying tuitions for people who are going to college. Put everybody in the company to work to accomplish the transformation. In order to achieve goals, it's everyone's responsibility. Don't say to improve the quality, it's just only the quality department is responsible. No, the quality department is helping you, and you should ask for help from the quality department. So it's a collaborative work. Quality department, a consultant, they will find you the root cause of a problem, but you are the one who's going to implement the changes. So everyone is responsible for achieving a competitive product and or a service. There's a YouTube link here that I provided. You may look into that if you're interested to know more about the 14 points for Deming. Dr. Deming designed the red bead experiment. And this is basically very unique. And I wish we had uh, this in a class where if you see this picture, you will see some red beads and a white bead. The red beads represent the defects, the issues in your service or your product. And this black scoop, it's basically what would be the outcome of your process. So the process is the container that has good and bad, good product and bad product. Once you scoop some of these marbles or beads, as long as there is red beads in there, you should get some bad products. So what Dr. Deming said is clean your process, redesign your process to eliminate these red beads, the defects, the quality issues. We need to see the process all in white. But as long as you have an issue with your system, don't blame your employees. Don't blame the workers that they made this issue, because no matter what they do, they're going to get a red bead. They will get a defect in the process because the system is wrong. So what we should do, we should clean the system, redesign it, remove the needs for inspections, and then once you clean the system, now you should expect your employees to get all white beads, all good parts. But as long as the system is corrupt, as long as the system is having some defects, don't expect that you're going to get 100% good parts. So Dr. Deming with the red bead experiment demonstrate that the administrative, the managers, the top level managers should be involved in fixing the system and drive any quality improvement initiatives. Another thing that Dr. Deming came with, it's called the PDSA cycle. It is a systematic technique that used for problem solving. And the nice thing about this technique, the PDCA or PDSA, it's easy and simple and will drive continuous improvement. This is the nice thing about it is you could do continuous improvement through a simple tool such as the PDSA. This is basically 4 phases strategy. The first phase is plan, which basically you identify the problem and analyze it in the first phase. Find process inefficiencies, develop potential solutions. So, in the first phase is we're going to identify the problem, identify possible solutions. In the do phase, what we're going to do, implement the solution on a small scale. We're going to do a prototype and see if that's going to solve the problem or not. And we're not going to apply the whole change to the whole company. Just we're going to apply the changes for one department, one product line, and see if that's going to change or not. And then the third phase would be the check or study. And that's why we call it whether PDCA or PDSA. Some people they call it check, some people they call it study. When in this phase, the study phase or the check, we are checking if we solve the problem by implementing the new solution. Were you able to identify the root cause of the problem? Does this satisfy your needs and your customer needs? If not, what should we do? We should go back to the plan phase and start again. And the last phase would be act. If the solution were helpful, what you need to do, implement your solution for the whole company. And in this case, you achieve the continuous improvement. And this is not only one process in 1 year. Could be an ongoing effort. And this is what we call it Kaizen. Kaizen, it's a Japanese word, means continuous improvement. In some people, when you go to companies and they will ask you, do you know anything about Kaizen? You sometimes get confused and you say, oh, what is this fancy word? And you think you probably don't know what's Kaizen. No, Kaizen, it's a simple word, means continuous improvement, and it's easily to be implemented through the PDSA cycle, the Deming cycle. This is the one way to implement Kaizen, is to keep looking for ideas and improve it. Improve your process through the PDCA. All right, let's take an example. The best way to implement this example or to apply this example using a new product development. So in the plan phase, you will see the plan for a new product development. We need to do a new product development. What you do, you create a prototype. Okay, we identify that there is a need for a new product. Then what we need to do, instead of going full production phase, we go into a prototype phase. And this prototype phase, we collect the data, we bring the customer to hear from us and provide us with feedbacks and whether they like it or they don't like it. And then we, after speaking to the customer, we collect the data to measure the customer satisfactions. And then once we know exactly what to do, how to improve it, we act. This is the last phase, the full implementation for the new design based on the feedback collected. With that said, I'm going to end up my video right here, but there is another video for Dr. Duran, who's another amazing guy who came up with a few more ideas about quality tools and how we could implement these quality tools in our daily life. See you in the next video.